And we must remember that we have a candidate, President Obama, who understands the importance of women getting access to the care they need when they need it. And we must remember that we have another candidate, Mr. Romney, who wants to take all of that away.
All of it away. He wants to take it all. All right, Georgetown University law student Sandra Fluke introducing the president at a campaign event earlier today. You remember she made headlines when she appeared before Congress and spoke about the astronomical cost of contraception incurred by co-eds in college and the need for insurance coverage at a Catholic university. But will the return of Sandra Fluke really score points with female voters for the president? Joining us now, we continue with Ann Coulter. You know, I find this amazing because remember Rush Limbaugh got on the phone, called Sandra, public tone, civility, and then takes $1 million from Bill Maher, your buddy,
right?
Which was, by the way, given to this super PAC. At this time with Harry Reid and this new ad, what hypocrisy.
No, that's true. You can always nail the Democrats on that. I think it's probably a good sign that Obama is so desperate just to get the base Democratic voter, stupid single women, to vote for him. This is good news that he needs to lock up that part of the Democrat vote.
It's not $3,000 for birth. We found birth control pills available for women for $9 a month.
Yeah.
Condoms are very inexpensive.
Oh, yeah. No, Daily Caller did one, I think, at Target or Walmart or something. It was like
Walmart.
$7.
$9, yeah.
No, but I mean, he is trying to get the stupid single women voters, which is the Democratic Party base. And I would just say to the stupid single women voters, your husband will not be able to pay you child support. I mean, if Obamacare goes through and Obama is reelected, you are talking about the total destruction of wealth in America. It is the end of America as we know it. There will be no innovation. There will be no growth. Great, you'll get free contraception. You won't have to pay a $10 copay, but it will be the end of America. Think about that.
All right, but we're going to get to this later in the program with Michelle Malkin, and that is 860,000 fewer women are now voting in this country. I'm sorry. Working in this country since Obama became president.
Right. It's not so much working, not working. I mean, I'm sure Dick Morris has said
fewer women working. But let me show you something.
Their base is not women. It is divorced, separated, single women. It's women who are looking at the government to be their husbands. That is the base of the Democratic Party. Please pay for my child care, my contraception, my housing, my food. It's women who don't have a man to provide for them, so they turn to the government. That's the Democratic Party's base. Congratulations, Democrats.
But fundamentally, doesn't it come down to the simple, basic question that Ronald Reagan raised? Are you better off than you were 4 years? And I would add $5 trillion in debt ago, as my friend David Webb says. This is Obama saying the very same thing back in 2008.
Do you know that what we've been doing for the last 8 years has not worked? That's the essence of this election. Are we going to keep on doing the same things that we've been doing, the same policies and the same politics, or are we going to decide that we're actually going to do something different? When you're talking to your friends and your neighbors and they're saying, well, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out, it's still early, I'm waiting for the Olympics and then I'll pay attention to politics. I want you to just ask them a simple question. Do they think that they are better off today than they were 4 or 8 years ago? Do they think that the economy is working right now?
Well, we're better off than we were 4 years ago and $5 trillion in debt ago and fewer Americans working?
Yeah, that's what he wants us not to concentrate on. And, you know, you look at that and he looks so cherubic and so cool. No, that's the man who's busily digging up people's divorce files. That man is a liar. That man accused Mitt Romney of murdering this woman that Romney had nothing to do with, and it has become clearer and clearer, and even liberals are backing away from it. The one thing I'll say about Sandra Fluke, I think she is extremely unappealing, though American womanhood apparently dragged her out of obscurity to be our spokesman. Thank you, Sandra. She is the Andrea Saul of the Obama campaign.
Are you really angry with Andrea Saul? All right, so this is...
It's not worth working for Obama or Romney if he's going to have people like that as his spokesman.
I agree they've got to be aggressive, but I also think they can't fall into the trap of distraction, because this is a nonstop campaign of distraction.
Well,
every
you're
day
right.
They want,
this is a good point, and I'm not... I agree, and I'm not sure how to respond to this, because
You got to hit back.
You
got to
have
respond.
to, exactly. So
you also have to pivot, and you also have to remind people of his record,
yes,
what you'll do differently, but it's got to be a three-step process.
Yes, well, one big thing he will do differently is repeal Obamacare, because that is already putting people out of
keep
business.
Taxes
I know
low.
people
And drill.
And drill,
and
but
coal.
really, we are looking at the end of America if Obamacare goes through in the next term, if we don't elect Romney. I was looking up an article the other night, I remember this from a few years ago, about Medicare or Medicaid fraud. That is a small program for poor people. According to the Medicaid administration, this is from the New York Times a few years ago, I'll probably write a column about it. According to them, there's about 7% fraud. They brought in outside auditors. 32% is fraud, and that's what they're admitting. That's in one small health care program for the poor. Can you imagine the fraud with Obamacare? It's just going to be a country of criminals and taxpayers.
Social Security is bankrupt. Medicare is bankrupt. The country has $5 trillion in new debt. We can't afford it, but I got to run.
Okay, goodbye.
Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you for being. By the way,